My name is Maya. I am 25 years old. I live in Austin, Texas. All my life, I believed in love. I believed my wedding night would be the most magical night of my life. I thought it would be full of happiness, laughter, and dreams. But I was wrong. So wrong. I smiled like every bride. I laughed when everyone said, "You look so beautiful." My heart was full of hope. My mind was full of dreams. But that night, I lost everything. It was not the start of my love story. It was the night I broke. My marriage was arranged. The man's name was Ethan. He was my father's old friend's son. I had never seen him before the wedding. I never even got the chance to talk to him. Everything happened so fast. Everyone said it was a perfect match. My father trusted his friend. He told me, "Ethan is a good man. You will be safe with him." His parents came to our house one evening. They said softly, smiling, "Your daughter is kind and pure. She will be a blessing for our son." My parents felt proud that day. We were not rich. My father repaired cars in a small garage. My mother worked in a bakery, but our home was full of love. They thought they were giving me a happy future. But they were wrong. In a few days, the wedding was fixed. There was no time to think, no time to feel. The wedding day arrived. The ceremony was big and full of light. There were flowers on every table, music playing in every corner, and guests smiling everywhere. I wore a deep blue dress. One of the girls whispered, "You look like a queen." I smiled shyly. My heart was full of hope. Ethan wore a black suit. He looked serious, and when he looked at me, I could not read his face. When the guests left, the house became quiet. I sat in the room alone, my hands cold. I was nervous but happy. I had dreamed of this night since I was a little girl. I thought it would be gentle, full of love. Then the door opened. Ethan walked in. He said, "Hello. Congratulations. You look beautiful." I smiled shyly and whispered, "Thank you." But in minutes, everything changed. I cannot tell you every detail, but I can tell you this. He did not touch me with love. He did not care about my heart. He did not care about my feelings. He only looked at me like I was a thing he owned, not his wife, not a human being. When he was done, he looked at me with cold eyes and said, "You are not pure. Someone else has already touched you." My heart stopped. I froze in silence. I stood there still in my wedding dress, feeling empty, feeling broken. The next morning, he stood at the door and said, "Pack your things. Leave tomorrow. Tell no one." I packed my bag with shaking hands. When I reached my parents' house, my mother cried the moment she saw me. My father stood still, silent. They asked me what had happened again and again. But I could not speak. I just sat on the floor holding my wedding dress, feeling like my life was over. People started talking. They said I had a lover. They said I had betrayed my husband. He told them those lies. No one believed me. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. I stayed in my room. I stopped eating, stopped talking. But pain does not disappear just because you stay silent. It grows. One afternoon, months later, I went to a coffee shop near the park just to escape my thoughts. I sat in the corner staring out of the window, and that's when I saw Lucas. He was sitting at the next table reading a book. He looked calm, kind, and a little tired. Our eyes met for a second. He smiled politely. I smiled back. The next week, I saw him there again. This time, he said softly, "You come here often?" "Yes," I said quietly. "This is my favorite place." He smiled. "Mine, too." We did not talk much that day, but something about his calm voice stayed with me. Week after week, we met there. Sometimes we spoke. Sometimes we just sat quietly. I never felt fear around him. One rainy evening, as we sat near the window, he said gently, "Your eyes are sad, but they are strong, too. Whoever hurt you, I hope one day they realize what they lost." Tears filled my eyes. But they were light tears that felt like a small part of my heart was healing. Over time, Lucas became my friend. He never asked questions I wasn't ready to answer. He never rushed me. He never made me feel small. One day, after many months, I told him everything. I told him about Ethan. I told him about the night that broke me. I expected him to look at me differently, but he didn't. He just took my hand and said softly, "You are brave. You are not broken. You are a fighter, Maya. And one day you will see yourself the way I see you, strong and shining." That night, for the first time, I slept peacefully. Lucas encouraged me to speak to others. He helped me start a small support group for women who had faced pain like me. At first, I cried every time I tried to speak. But Lucas was always there holding my hand, reminding me to breathe. Week after week, I saw women share their stories, cry, and then smile again. And something inside me changed, too. I realized my pain was not useless. It was helping others stand up again. Months passed and I realized something. I was not just healing. I was falling in love. Not the love that hurts, not the love that controls, but the love that waits, the love that respects, the love that feels safe. One quiet evening, as the sun was setting, Lucas asked, "Maya, can I walk with you for the rest of your life?" My heart raced. This time it was not fear, it was joy. I smiled and said, "Yes." Our wedding was small. No bright lights, no hundreds of guests. Just my parents, his parents, and a few close friends. I wore a simple white dress. I didn't want to look like a princess. I just wanted to look like myself. When Lucas held my hand, he whispered, "You are my home." And for the first time, I believed that love could be beautiful again. Today, I still run my support group. But now, Lucas helps me, too. Together we speak to girls, parents, and even boys about respect, kindness, and healing. My past still exists, but it no longer controls me. When I look in the mirror now, I don't see the broken girl from that wedding night. I see a woman who survived, who rebuilt herself, who chose love when it came back, the right kind of love. And to every girl reading this, I want to say one night, one heartbreak, one man's cruel words do not decide your worth. You are more than your pain. You are more than what happened to you. One day, love will come back. Gentle, patient, kind. And when it does, you will smile again. If this story touched your heart, then like, comment, and share with someone. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting stories.